Good morning, you guys. Alright, today is Monday, President's Day, February 17th. Let's figure out what's... Alright. We are at the Loves in Brigham City, Utah right now. And just kind of backing off and wait for this guy to make his way across. Alright, well, I just got through making a delivery to the Walmart distribution center over here in Corinne last night. Bedded down over there at the little truck stop right over there by the Walmart. Just got through getting a washout and then also getting my looking at the ducks, I think those are ducks over there. They don't look quite right to be Canadian geese. I think they're mallards. Alright, yeah, I came here to get reefer fuel so we can go pick up our next load. I don't know at all. Well, I don't know if the shipper requires the reefer unit to be on, but I believe my company does want it on for it. But I can wait till I get there, and I'm expecting this to be a drop and hook anyway. I don't know that it'll be ready yet, but I can try. Going to a place that I don't think I've ever been to before. It's called Fresenius Medical Care or whatever. They basically do dialysis related equipment. So we'll be picking up a load of that and taking it to California. Alright. I hate this intersection, by the way. A lot of times I come here, there's a lot of traffic coming in one direction or the other, or both, or I got lucky today. It's nobody coming except for this truck right here, and there's a chance, yeah, as slow as he's going now, it looked like he might have, yeah, he's turning into Loves anyway. Alright, so the place we're going to is in Ogden. It is 19 miles away. Should take us just under 20 minutes to get over there, unless the way station holds me up. Let's hope not, but we'll see how that goes. Yeah, because a short distance away from here, just like about 5 miles or so. Perhaps south of here is a way station I'll have to go by, to get to the shipper. Alright, now I wouldn't have minded getting in touch with relatives and friends over in the area, but I didn't get parked until after 9 o'clock last night, and I kind of had in my mind go get the load. But it turned out after I'd already gotten parked, and I started reading up a little bit on this shipper. Turns out that Google reviews say that overnight parking is allowed there, so I could have gone straight over there last night, but yeah, I should have scouted the place a little sooner than I did, I guess. But then again, would you rather be vlogged during the nighttime hours where there's not as much to see, like these snow-covered mountains, or would you rather me do it during the daytime? Rest my case. Alright, let's see. Dude, are you gonna move over or something? You know you don't have to slow down for me. You have a freaking wide open lane over there to your left. Oh, and then you finally decide to move over after you already bled off and get 10 miles an hour or more. This is the stupidity of other drivers. Not having any idea what your situational, basically a sit rep, as you might call it, as. Man, it's funny. I'm looking at that road over there, and the way it kind of bows out like that, it looks like a T-tail from like a C-5 or, like a C-5 aircraft. I can't help but just look at that, like, man, that looks just like a C-5 T-tail. I don't know if my camera's picking it up. I'll check it out later, because my screen's too small. I would imagine it's picking it up, so I'll zoom in on it, whatever, and then I'll show you what an actual C5 looks like. Scotty D. It's one. The C5 is one you often mistake the C17 for. I used to work on a C17, and they do have some similarities, but there are a lot of differences between the two as well. They're both large, but there are a lot of differences as well. C5, the C5's T-tail is more flat, more like I would call it a capital T shape, and the C17's T-tail looks more like I would call it a lowercase T shape. Anyway, there's more to that, but I won't get into all that. I want to talk about the trip over here, though, because the last load I picked up in Fresno, I don't remember if I vlogged that one. Might have, but I forget. But anyway, I got the load rolling, and I tried to scale it out over at I got it scaled out at the TA in Madera. So I was going to take 99 up to Sacramento and then take 80 across Donner Pass. I was going to park at the TA and then, so I wouldn't end up, because I wasn't going to make it that far. So I figured I was going to just shut down there and, where I figured I'd find parking at like 4:30 in the afternoon. Denied. That lot was completely full. So then I get over to the Loves in Madera and find a number of spots open over there. So I said, I'm not going to put myself in a shit situation. I'll just bed down here. Okay, the way station is open. So we'll have to watch for the pre-pass thing here to give us a bypass signal. Anyway, when I'm ready to get rolling again, because I was running on recap hours, and I'm starting to roll in, I think in the middle of the night, and oh good, I got a bypass signal. Okay, we're going to get off at exit 346, which is 400 north, and then head over to the east. And our shipper, I think, is right off of 400 north. Okay, anyway, I called my friend John up, started talking to him while I'm on my way up towards Sacramento, and then he was like, hey, did you check the weather? I'm like, why? Yeah. He's like, yeah, I think Donner's expecting snow. I'm like, oh shit. It's like, I knew there were some storms that were coming through the northern half of the country, but for some reason I thought because the way the weather seemed fine where I was at, and maybe Donner would be fine too, but no, wrong. Yeah, it was not in good shape at all. They had chain controls in effect, and now I'm okay with chaining up to get across the mountain. It doesn't bother me. I'm not a fan of putting the chains on. Obviously, it's tedious work, but at the same time, I'm not against doing it. I know how to put them on, and I've used them before multiple times, and you guys have seen me do it on live stream before. Going across Donner, coincidentally. But only one problem. Hirschbach has a you will not chain up, no ifs, ands, or buts policy. Now, I'm not a fan of it, but I respect their policy. It's one of those, I'm going to let you know what I think about it, but I will abide by your rules. You can't have everything the way you want it, and I know I have I have an obligation to operate within their limits as long as this truck is technically owned by them. Even though I'm leasing to own it, but until it's paid off and the title's in my name, it belongs to them and it's their truck and they're free. They call the shots. So I had to deal with it. And I did not realize, because both this thing and Google were suggesting to me that up through Sacramento and across Donner was the fastest route to Corinne. So I didn't even think about the possibility of going back down to Bakersfield and across to Barstow and through my home area. And then I go like, well, I'm just curious, how do those two routes compare? It's only 30 miles longer to go through Barstow and FI-15 than it was to go across Donner. And I probably would not have gotten snowed in at all until, well, I might have possibly had some snow to deal with in Utah. Whether or not I would have had to chain up, that's another question though. But even then though, okay, all my chains that I have on this truck with me are duals. You know, the single duals, whatever you want to call them. The ones that are for the 275/80 tires. Only problem now is this trailer that I'm pulling is an older trailer, or older Hirschbach trailer, and it has super singles on it. Yeah, what, 455s or whatever that number is. I don't have any super single chains on my truck. I'd have to go buy them, and like, well, what's the point in buying them if Hirschbach won't let me use them anyway? So I'm just like, well, I mean, I'll have them. Wink, wink. I say I have them, and I can show them, but as it was, I ended up, so after John told me about that, I don't have any luck with the truck stops in Ripon, California. They're always full. The Flying J there, most of the spots are paid parking now because so many locals use it as a parking lot while they're home. And then the Loves across the street, they don't have as many spots there, and and at 3:30 in the morning, good luck finding a spot. Then I'd probably sit there and wait for someone to leave a spot before you. Well, I guess I could have done that, but I decided I'd rather go ahead and go across over to I-5 and stop in Lodi instead. I get in there, and there were a few spots open right off the bat at the Flying J, so I parked over there. Then I sit and wait for the conditions to improve. They got worse to the point where Caltrans actually completely shut down I-80 to all truck traffic, all the way from the Nevada line to I think Applegate. Now, Applegate is not too far past Auburn on the way up on the way up the mountain from Sacramento. Before you really start getting up into the mountainside there. And now I kept monitoring the Caltrans, my Cal Road Report app, the Caltrans websites. I kept seeing chain controls, and I saw that the area had shrunk, and the weather was fine. So I figured, it should be clearing up enough where they'll lift the chain restriction, and it seemed like it took longer to lift than I expected, based on my experiences with that mountain. And see, this guy's doing 68, 69. Okay, we'll just drop in behind him because we're 6 miles away. There's no sense in me trying to race the turtle race a 68 mile an hour truck. Well, man, I'm not that far away from my shipper anyway. Anyway, though, I saw the chain up area, chain area, whatever, shrink from like the usual freaking 100 or 80 mile or whatever it is range down to 40. And then the last area, they'll usually shrink it down to about 9 mile area or something from Nyack over to Truckee, if I remember right. Might have that wrong, but Nyack to Truckee is where Caltrans was claiming that it was chain control. But then I got an update on the CHP Truckee Facebook page saying that the chain restriction lifted at 5 p.m. And it was already 6 p.m., a little after 6. And Caltrans is still saying there's chain control. So, okay, what do I believe now? I don't know. And I look on Google Maps, a bunch of red right there in that same area where the chain restriction supposedly is, or is arguably at. And then I start looking at the traffic camera data from, that I can get off my Cal Road Report app. And I look up Donner Summit's camera, and sure enough, the traffic's flowing through there very much at a slow speed like Google was suggesting. So I said, I don't want to deal with that. This is why I would rather chain up. If you chain up, there's nobody out there. Or you might have a few people out there who are willing to chain or able to chain or required to chain, whatever their case might be. But most of the cases, nobody wants to put chains on if they don't need to. And a lot of carriers forbid their drivers from putting chains on. So there's a whole bunch of traffic that won't be on that road. Now, the traditional logic is if they're not on the road, it's for a good reason, and you should be doing the same thing. But yeah, if you know how to put chains on correctly and how to run correctly on snowy roads, snowy mountains, you shouldn't really have a problem. I've gone up and down mountains a number of times with chains or cables on both in my car and my truck. It's just deal with it. And I'd rather go up there when nobody's up there except for just like a small number of people. And that way, if anybody has some kind of a mishap, nobody else gets involved in it, or there's less likely to be someone else involved. But when you go when the chain restriction lifts, now everybody and their mom and cousin and friend and sister or whoever end up going up there, start going across the mountain, and it gets log jammed with traffic, and all these people are in a hurry because they were already held up by the conditions earlier. So they're going to be in a hurry and be driving stupid. I can't move over. Hopefully, yeah, there you go. Come on, get your speed up. Now I'm just under 2 miles away from Rancid too, so. Anyway, it's not a time you want to be out there. A lot more traffic to interact with means there's a lot more opportunity for things to go wrong. Maybe somebody slams on their brakes for something, and then you're following too closely or something. Or maybe someone's following you too closely and you have to react to somebody and they end up rear-ending you. Or maybe somebody slides out of control because the roads are still suspect. They're not in good shape. They don't require chains anymore, but they're still wet. Maybe even a bit icy in spots too. So, would you want to be driving in those conditions? I don't. I'd rather have the chains on, knowing that they're going to dig into the ice and a road surface, because they have those little knurl things on them. And it has that sharp part. The sharp part of those hook things on the chains, they'll actually dig into the road. And so it does help with traction. So anyway, I ended up finally making it across. So after I waited for Google to start showing just yellow only through there, and I still got slowed down in a couple spots through there, but I made it across. And then I ended up making it over to Wales, Nevada. I stopped there because I got a trailer ABS light on, and I was hoping. I also got something going on with it's not really a leak per se, but there's something going on with the air system with the trailer, because I can't find it. I'm looking. I can hear air flowing through the trailer, and now here's how I know something's not right about it, but I can't really pinpoint it. I stopped to get fuel in Sparks, Nevada, after I got across Donner. Had my truck's engine off, the red valve in, the yellow valve out. And alright, looks like we're good here. Okay, so that basically means I'm still supplying air to the trailer. By the time I got through just getting the tractor and DEF, both of my my air pressure gauges were all the way back down to 60, 65 PSI, and I need to have them up at 100 plus to be able to drive. So this isn't right. There's something definitely not right about this. And I figured I'd at least try. I had a convenient time there doing a short split. I can at least get the ABS issue worked out, but I can't really tell them to look for a leak if I can't. if I can't really figure out where it's going, I want to have an idea at least what information to give them. Troubleshooting a little bit first. So as long as they had the red valve out, in, whatever, it pisses out all my air, even on the tractor. But if I park and set both brakes, I don't have any problems. The tractor pressure gauges still stay where they're supposed to be at. Sometimes the secondary does drop, because I have a valve on the truck that's always had kind of a, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, habit of causing it to drain a little bit. But yeah, as long as I set both brakes, I don't have any problems with the tractor. So it's what's with that weight limit thing there? I wanted to use that lane, but I can't tell that I can use it. Okay, no. Yeah, it looked like it was going to turn only or something up there. You got to move sometime. You're waiting for a different shade of green. Well, anyway, I don't know. Maybe it's a valve on the trailer that that's my guess, because I go back there and look around. Yeah, and I can't seem to figure out. All I hear is air going into the reservoir. I can't hear anything coming out of anywhere. So I'm like, where the hell's the air going then? My best guess is it has to be maybe coming back through like a check valve or something. Now, a check valve, if you don't know what that is, it is a one-way valve. It's a valve that only allows air or fluid to flow in one direction. Okay, yeah, I think. This isn't it, is it? This might be it. Yeah, True Blue. I am expecting to. It is True Blue as well, and I do see Hirschbach drop trailers right there in front of us. So I know we're in the right spot. I know. I need to check in and damn it. Let me go up here by the snowdrift or something, because I see that other truck trying to come, that hub group guy trying to come in. And that's not a big deal for me to walk. I don't want to be in a spot where I'm blocking dock doors if I don't need to be. So we'll come over here. That way that guy can make us turn into here as well. Chances are we're going to drop our trailer over here and hook one of those other ones anyway. I was told door 1. What's with these numbers? These dock door numbers are strange. Alright guys, we are finally ready to dock in here. I thought it was going to be a drop-in hook here, because my load info said it was preloaded. And there we go. And we have drop trailers right there, so I'm kind of confused on it. Maybe it's because I showed up earlier than I'm supposed to be here. That would be my best guess. So, alright, so they want reefer set at 72. Got to have 2 load locks in there and make sure the trailer's clean as well. I was seeing reviews saying that they actually want washout receipts, although I didn't get asked for that. Okay, my tandems are way out. Yeah, I got tandems all the way back, and they're way out. And there, actually, now I can. Now that I don't have a snowdrift to worry about, I can start getting the trailer moving in the right direction. We're gonna dock into 13, which is right next to this red truck over here. So I had a bit of a problem because I'm not used to these older trailers that only have, like, I guess 10 presets on them. I'm used to JCT trailers more where you can just set the temp where you want it, and then set what mode you need it in, whether it's continuous or start-stop. I don't need these freaking presets for dummies shit that these Hirschbach trailers have. And even the Hirschbach trailers usually have more settings that I'm used to seeing. So I wasn't really sure. I mean, I only saw 10 settings on this one, and it turns out there's an override on the setting in there that I wasn't aware of, that I couldn't tell was there, even when I was looking through the settings. Alright guys, we are finally done getting loaded here. It's just after 6 p.m. I really had a 16:30 appointment time, so it really wasn't that bad, even though I've been here for quite a while. Actually, let me double check. I want to double check how long I've been. Okay, yeah, I got a 7-hour split in, so it gives me options. And I don't want to be showing up at truck stops like, you know, too late in the day and end up having nowhere to park. Now there's a better chance I can get to wherever I'm going to get to in the middle of the night or early morning hours, and you have a much better chance of finding parking. Now, this load is going to Benicia, California. If you're not familiar with Benicia, it's in the Bay Area, or close to the Bay Area. I wouldn't know. I don't know. I'd call it really. Well, I guess you can call it Bay Area. It's up in between Oakland and Sacramento, basically. Napa. It's not too many miles northeast or so of Oakland. If you go just south on the other side of I-80, where I-780 and 680 meet up, you know, because they kind of create a triangle off of I-80. That would be where Benicia is. That's where this load is going to. I might go ahead and do, I don't know, I might go ahead and vlog that one. By the way, while I was here, I ended up door dashing some Jimmy John's, you know, a sandwich and, you know, whatever. And I put in the address for the location I was at, and I didn't realize until after I was already on my way, after the guy was already on his way, that the home location, whatever, where it was flagging me at, was not matching quite, you know, I mean, it was not far away, but it was not quite matching where I was actually at, and I don't know why, but I even put in there on the instructions, I'll be out on 400 west or north, whatever the street, 400 north, whatever it is, that we're on. This is the street that we're on right now, and basically meet me out in front of the building. I'll be out on the street right there, and he ends up going to the spot where the home thing was at, and then I had no idea he was sending me messages. Because they weren't showing up through the app. I wasn't getting notifications on the app, and I had the app up and watching them. But the only way I knew he was trying to get in touch with me was because, I first got questioned, like, why was he stopping at a certain spot and not where I'm at? And then I go through my phone notifications. And then I realized that he was messaging me, asking me, hey, where you at? I'm here and all that. And he even sent a picture of himself in front of the building, but it was the wrong side of the building. It's a big building, and it was like half a block away. All right. Yeah, and I tried contacting him. I tried calling him a couple times, never got a response. And then the message thing, when I went in there, it was saying that he was speaking in Spanish, but the app was automatically translating it. There's not a chat skill down Maverick, is there? I can't tell. I don't see one there, but doesn't mean there's not. I probably should have looked on there. I was already planning on just going up to the pilot up here, a couple of exits down, and skill it there. Yeah, I could have gone ahead and, if they had a skill there, it would have been nice, but not a big deal. So anyway, yeah, I ended up having to figure out, I walked down the street or whatever, and then I finally figured, and then it turned out one of the employees there, because he saw me sitting in the lobby at one point waiting, like, then he went over to the shack driver, basically. And then he goes over to the other side of the building and then realizes there's some DoorDash food there. Or somebody over there noticed that, and they asked, "Hey, do you know anybody named Scott? Any drivers named Scott?" And he goes, "Yeah, but none with the last name starting with Z." And then he came up with the idea, well, why don't we go ahead and check and see if any of the drivers that are docked in over here, like the OTR trucks that are docked in here, have that name. And then they realized that, yeah, I'm in door 13, so I'm not going down the street looking for this damn guy and wherever he dropped my food off at, because he said, I can't wait longer. And even though, like, well, why aren't you answering a damn phone call? And I come back, and then I realized that the shack driver was standing there by the driveway area and was like, "Hey, you Scott?" And I go, "Yeah." Oh shit! Right here was the one night. I could have gone right there. That's all right. I'm figuring. Shit. I think I might just have to go over to the truck stops over in Tooele. There's a Flying J over here off of the 215. Actually, I'd go to this Flying. I think that's Flying J right there. I always get where the Flying J and that 19 that used to be a Pilot are mixed up with each other. Yeah, it looks like the Flying J right there. I'm gonna go ahead and scale out there. I'm gonna call this a day for though. Otherwise, all right. Is that late? Yeah, okay, it does. Alright, so I'm going to scale it out. I'll be on my way. We'll see you guys hopefully in Benicia, alright? You all have a good day. Thanks for watching, and alright, we'll see you guys next time.